And so as you bring that up, then
Hi guys. Oh, sorry. We are talking about what we're going to bring up because we don't really know where to start. Is this is I keep saying epic, but that's not even covering it really. Today was an interesting day for sure. We are in full moon in Scorpio. Will be exact tonight at 7:49
it's
Eastern
going to
time.
be at its peak visibility here in Eastern time zone at 7:49. So they say by Farmer's Almanac, because you have to look there too.
Well, let's say hi to all these beautiful souls. Thank you for coming and hanging out with us. Oh my goodness, we love y'all. Hi, Linda De Gonzalez. Hi, Sal Rods. Hi, Jenny. Hi, Annie Bear. I can't. Now I can't go fast enough. Hi, Sherry. Voices from the Swamp. Good to see you. Hi, Kayla. Hi, Viviani. Hi, Amanda Carroll. Wow. Hi, Leah. Wow. We are so happy to see all of you because, boy, I hope we're going to do a little grounding thing to start. We'll give it a minute, let people come in, but really, out of the two eclipses, this is the first moon phase, full or new moon, I should say. And it's a Scorpio moon. This is like icing on the cake. Anything you want to release, and I don't even like the word want, anything you choose to release, write it down and burn it. This is the day. This is a really good, do something ceremonial. Hi, Nivra. Bora, how are you? This is, Diana and I were in the back. Diana's had an interesting day. Hi, Tina Mixie.
Haven't they, though?
She's going to explain that because you can't make it up. So, well, I think we should ground first because
We should,
uh,
especially since we're keeping with ceremony, right? And grounding is ever so important, no matter what it is we do, period. Just taking that moment for the deep breath
mhm.
and then begin what it is you have to go through. So let's start with 3 deep breaths. We're going to hold at the top and then exhale with your mouth open. Hold. Again. Please place us in a steady stream of divine white light, the white light of divine guidance and grace. Michael, wrap your blue bubble of protection around us as we shrink to fit, as we step into the healing teal green orb of Raphael that floats and shares and spreads and transfers the divine white light, the white light of divine guidance and grace, so mote it be. Bless all of us here in the chat and bless all of us all over this planet. Happy birthday, Gaia.
Happy birthday. And so it is. Oh, that was beautiful. Happy birthday, Mother Earth. Wow. Whew. Well, that calmed it down a bit, but this you can feel like it's uh, electrifying coming up
Oh,
this last hour. You can feel the jolting coming through you. Grab some
absolutely.
crystals that might help. I have, black one or clear one. This is selenite. This is a really good. This is a black. Oh goodness, now I can't remember the name. But this is good for psychic attacks. This, you know,
Really?
these deep dark energies. It's oh man, I can't remember the name. It'll come to me before we stop. This is my baby when
Fluorite?
it's really no, it's a clear crystal. It's
Oh,
black. It's not smoky. It's black
black
and it's
quartz. but
Yeah,
there's another
black
name.
cord. Mm-hmm. And it's got a really cool little piece, little
Oh,
babies. Yeah,
wow.
it's cool.
Oh, I
So
need
this,
one of those.
yeah, this is serious business. This is the one I got all kinds of stuff, but this is the one I pull out when whew, we never know what's coming our way, do we?
Nope.
But I know this, I pretty much can say this. We have all been going through some extremely deep releasing. Those two eclipses, oh gosh, I didn't think I was going to make it through. It was so intense and heavy, and you just, you felt like, I don't even care anymore. Well, that finally went away. But now here we are. Uh, let's say hi to, let's see, Nivra's here, Carolina, hi, Tina MC. No, it's not obsidian. It's gonna come to me. It's just
You can't make this shit up.
no. We both pulled cards, and it's just like, well, let's first start with Diana's morning.
Oh my God.
You're
You're not
She
Groucho.
sent me
That's
pictures, and I
Groucho.
was just like, I don't know what to say. No, it's not tourmaline. Oh my goodness, it's let me look. Let me look if I can get it. Go ahead. While Diana's explaining, I'll look for the name. It's just different name.
So this morning it was already 52 degrees at 9 o'clock. So it's, oh man, let's go now. So I put the dogs in the car. I opened the door and I started the car. I'm a Detroiter. You never drive a cold engine. You start the car and you let it warm up. So I did that. And I went back in the house to grab a bottle of water and my phone and make sure I had my palm stone, which I didn't. I lost it yesterday. It's here with me now, however.
Hmm.
And Grizzly is hiding under the dashboard on the driver's side and shaking like a leaf on a tree. Well, sometimes Gloria can be a little alpha, and she's sitting in the passenger seat, all like, my chair. And he's looking at her and looking at me and shaking, and he won't stop. And so I start yelling at her, "What did you do to him? What did you do to him?" So I have all the things collected, right? So I get into the car and I close the door. He gets into my lap and I hear a sound that's like a brown paper bag. I mean, a crinkling, right?
Mm.
And I'm looking all around the car. It's like, and the garage. And, I didn't get out to see if something fell on the roof, but why would I hear it like that in the car? And so he's calming down and he's getting comfortable with me. And all of a sudden I hear it again. And I look in the rear view mirror and on my thing,
Rear
well,
view.
I
Look,
have a,
there it is. There it is, right there. Her
okay,
whole
so
in
all
the
of that,
garage.
that's
Go
the
ahead.
window. My window fell out.
It's
That's
crazy.
the rear window of my hatchback Subaru. And I mean, that's the vision. Oh my gosh, I don't like this app business. I can't get pictures right. That's the vision I had out my rear view window. It's like, where the fuck did the window go? What is this? What happened? Well, it just so happens that I have Pluto on my Jupiter in Aquarius. Boom. We just had that conjunction on the 20th between Jupiter and Uranus in my
Mm-hmm.
eighth house. Some more boom, because I have
Mm-hmm.
Mars in my eighth house, and that conjunction is moving towards my Mars at 29 degrees in my eighth house. Boom, what's hidden? What broke this? Right?
That's so
So,
crazy. You can't make it
so
up.
now it's pretty obvious somebody up there likes me and doesn't want me to go anywhere.
Yeah.
Safelite can get here to fix my car. So I had a couple of things to take care of that are, sit on the phone and wait for it to happen forever. So all of that happened very first thing this morning. Now the dogs are really disappointed because they're not going to the lake. They're back in the house and they're not happy. So I go to make my long phone calls. And here is a good point of my Mercury in Gemini and the fact that Mercury is stationing to go direct on the 25th. I had 2 fantastic phone calls that, yes, I had to wait for somebody to talk to me, but they both gave me answers. And it basically was, it's in the mail. Don't worry. This one's going to take 60 days. And this one could be as soon as they read this email. Thank you, Terry Renner, for such a great reading. Because it was her cue that said the squeaky wheel. And I took advantage of the fact that I couldn't go anywhere. And it was too early to go out and mow the grass because it was still wet from morning dew.
And if you know Diana, she does not sit down. So before she even told me any of this, I'm like, her guides want her to sit down, but I know it's moot point saying it. And then she texted me the pictures, and I was like, okay, she's sitting down whether she wants to or not. But that's good. Everything, and this is kind of the point of all this. Guys, I can't find this. I know the name of it, and it won't come to my head.
So
the point of all this, so right, is in about a month or so, everything is going to start falling into place. Especially if you've been doing your inner work, doing the all the things we have to do in world, things will start falling into place. And Diana and I feel so bad that we always tell you it's not time to move yet. It's not time to move, but
it's true. And look. Uranus and Pluto said, you ain't going nowhere.
Nope.
You need to finish your yard work and you need to clean that basement. Finish the basement. So just before we came on, Valerie had pulled out the Astro Star Codes deck.
Yeah.
So, not to be left out, I did the same thing. And so for our vast crowd of listeners and wonderful community here, the first card that came out was the 11th house. Community. The 11th house is about community, and it is the natural home of Aquarius and Uranus. Then the next card that came out was, ta-da, the moon. And this is the second time today I got the moon card. And then the next card to come out was the North Node. That is all of our way forward.
Yeah.
And the North Node is in Aries, the first sign of the zodiac. New beginnings are coming after this full moon. And then then out came the second house, which is your money. How do you get your money? It's also the house of Taurus, where the Jupiter and Uranus conjunction occurred. And that's opposite my second house. So now this is not only about me. This is really about all of us because of that community card, right? Mm-hmm. So wherever your finances are now, give it a little bit of time. Things are going to settle back in. Mm-hmm. And then I got the Gemini card and the Cancer card. Well, Val's a Cancer and I'm a Gemini. And here we sit. I had to stop there because I couldn't stand it anymore. But I flipped the deck over and there was the Aquarius card. So you need to see shit. Oops.
It's okay.
The next card, Scorpio. Get out of Dodge. You just can't make this stuff up. In the 8th house.
See.
And Jupiter, abundance. You had that. And Juno, where is she? Partnership, Val and me, and everybody here. We're all in this together. We're
Yes,
all
we
in this
are.
together. And it's the blue protection. It's the blue
Oh,
protection of Michael, or the blue Katina, the Mandalorian.
beautiful,
This is the way.
beautiful.
This is the
Well,
way. We just need to keep on keeping. Oh God.
keep on keeping on
I
and
can
keep
go through the whole
clearing.
thing from the bottom up.
Yeah,
Saturn is in the 12th house.
yeah, keep clearing, really. Hi, Rusty. Hi, Joji. I mean, that was an excellent reading. I did this while we were talking. We're talking about how hard this Scorpio moon is, and I got debilitated. Discomfort. It is very uncomfortable. And this is, again, for all of us. Then I got Chiron. Well, Chiron is with Venus in Aries, conjunct. So all those things that you love and value, anything that's being released there, let it go. Let it go with Venus and Chiron together, because Chiron is doing a collective healing, deep, deep cleaning. And then I got the moon too. And then I got Jupiter, because Jupiter's just making this all really
Expansive.
expansive.
I mean, that ain't a little hole in my window. Not that a little one would be any different. And it just kept falling, you know?
And then I got on the bottom, I have Ceres, nurture, self-love and
Oh,
care. What are you going to, give yourself extra attention. Do things that you really enjoy and love. Because I got the second house, same as that Diana. This is our resources, our abundance that is going to open up. Those doors are going to open up for us within the month, because what I say, it was May 18th, 19th, 20th. Now it's not, it's a 5-degree orb, but Jupiter, Uranus, Venus, and the sun will all be sitting right there.
right.
That's big. Where whatever this is, okay, because this is just the beginning of that Jupiter Uranus conjunction, but they've been building up to each other. This is a long-lasting thing, and the way my guides were showing me is that it's building the foundation for us to go forward into the new earth, the new world, our new paths, and this new energy. So I look, and I don't know how I even got to May, because I usually don't. And there the four of them are, and it's like in my head flashing. This is huge. This is huge. Create what it is you want to create. They don't want the word want. Prefer, desire to create. Create that. First, release. Do some more releasing. If you're past the releasing stage and you're feeling good, I am so happy for you. God bless you. I mean, really, it's not been easy. I feel like I've been born a couple of times, like literally in the birth canal.
Exactly. And Mom, quit squeezing your legs, will you? Of course, she told me it was my fault because I was Frank Breach, but
That's so what's up.
so not just coming out butt first, but I was flipped upside down, face down as well. Hell, I know.
We both were. Oh my God, I didn't know that. Okay.
I'm like a Great Dane with hip dysplasia, right?
Oh my God. Oh, so I have a dent over here for them turning me around.
Oh,
Anyway.
well, it's a beautiful dimple. It's
Well,
not a
thanks.
dent.
It's
There's
a
no
dent.
dents. Valerie has no dents. She has dimples.
Well, see, it feels good to laugh, and it feels good to
It
be
does.
silly. So I think that's
And
the answer.
this is the beauty of the sun being in, and take my breath away. My Oliver just flew over. My great blue heron just flew over. I take my breath away.
Oh my God.
And
Diana,
what?
I've been forgetting to tell you there's a blue heron that lands in front of my pond all the time. And I mean, he's huge. When I've been out there, he's almost he's taller than half of
You
me.
could give him a hug and he could hug you back.
Yes. That is so
Yes.
cool that Oliver he just flew by. Oliver did?
He just
Oh,
flew by. He's on his way to the lake. Oh my God, that just took my breath away. I forgot what I was talking about. Well, the beauty of being in Taurus. Grounding. It's time to be grounded. Taurus is a fixed sign. That means it's the middle of a season. So here we are with a full moon in Taurus and the sun in Taurus. It's time to recenter and ground ourselves, right? And when we are grounded, he rules the second house. It's not just about how we get our income. It's also about good chocolate, your favorite ice cream, satin sheets, and conserving.
yeah.
Saving so that you can buy the $100 version and keep it the rest of your life, rather than to spend $10 and throw it away in 2 months. So,
and that's important because it's the value, right? It's what we love and value.
Right. And we don't just apply it to things. What does your heart value? Because Taurus is ruled by Venus,
who is going into Taurus on the 29th of April. And then the 30th, Mars is going into Aries, both of them in their rulership home.
right?
So that's going to really bring in our balance within us, right? The divine masculine, divine feminine, for what we prefer to create going forward, for how we choose, because choosing is really, really important. Put your focus on the better options as much as you can.
Right. And so when we look at, now where did I put the chart?
Oh, what was that thing I said earlier? Oh, a galactic dirt. Okay, this was what was coming to me. I saw these beautiful big seeds being planted in this galactic dirt that they said is going to grow some magnificent abundance. So I just was like, I was stuck on galactic dirt and I couldn't finish it.
Okay. I misspoke because I said the moon was in Taurus. It's not. It's in Scorpio. And for me, for all of us, I've just got a chart for the universe, not my personal chart. But
that's across from Scorpio.
Right. It's because when we look at that Jupiter-Uranus conjunction, well, they're still conjunct. Yep. Uranus is at 21 degrees and 59 minutes. Jupiter is at 22 degrees and 29 minutes. So they're only a half a minute apart. But here's the trick. They've had their kizami. Jupiter and Uranus have had their kiss. And Uranus was ahead of Jupiter, leading the way. That lightning bolt moment. Now Jupiter is ahead of Uranus. And Uranus and Jupiter are going to start to separate. They're not going to do it overnight because Jupiter doesn't move that fast either, but he moves much faster than Uranus does. So over this course here, we're going to see Jupiter skate away from Uranus, and that's going to remain in movement with the Venus factor and getting into position to have half squares and things of all that, all these different aspects that are going to come in, from supportive to non-supportive, to the challenges, like the window's got to be fixed. I can't drive it anywhere.
Well, we're in a challenge though, right? Because this is this full moon is squaring Pluto. It's a T-square. So that's bringing you right to a wall, smacking you into a wall. Well, let's hope it's not a smack. A little abruptly into the wall to make you reconsider your next move. And that's the nicest I could say it, because it's it's Pluto in Aquarius, and there's moon and the sun are both square, and it is a T-square, right? So it gives you a nice big triangle up there. Well,
And
So you
how
can
can
see
I lose
that
things just
red
simply?
triangle. See that red triangle that's sticking out there on the top? That's where everybody's,
Yeah,
and that's good, right? Because that is going to clear out. I mean, we may not even know what it is that needs to be released, that needs to be removed. I've talked to a couple people this week that really had out of the blue stuff coming into their lives and serious, and they've got like to get serious about this and step up to the plate.
right. We have
Part of it.
Venus. We have that Venus and Chiron here
Mm-hmm.
across from the South Node.
Mm-hmm.
And within orb of that South Node in opposition. So it's really showing you, but it's still hard to do, right?
Yeah.
It's hard to let go of some of this stuff. Just because we're in an earth sign who is a fixed earth sign, who
Mm.
he
Doesn't like change.
he doesn't like change, but he is methodical in the change when he wants it.
When he wants it. It's got to be of value. It's got
Right.
to be of
Right.
value.
Oh, I like the way you said that.
And you know what else, Diana? Over there at the moon at 4 degrees,
Yeah.
the 2 degrees is the Shapley attractor. That's
Uh,
galactic astrology. I'm not going to go into it, but that is like the massive driver of universes, well, galaxies.
that would have been earlier today while I was on those
Hmm.
phone calls.
Absolutely. That was naughty. That one brings in the higher understanding, though, that higher consciousness. Okay, because you gotta look at the Shapley attractor and our moon are having a conversation, right? About what do you feel you want to experience going forward. It's about how you feel, right? So
Right.
keep that in mind. Don't discount your feelings at all. Your feelings matter. Everyone's feelings matter. That's our navigation system. And we've been taught that, if you feel something, you're weak. That's not true. Um, I hope you all know that. I mean, this is something, all these things I had to learn too. But this is the new way forward. I wrote that down. Oh, and I have one more thing. Well, besides the eclipse portal is being reactivated. So it's coming up. It's being addressed again. Like these things, but it could be a new thing. We don't know. All of us, I haven't left the house because it's sitting on square in my ascendant.
My life's entertaining enough. You don't have.
I'm gonna stay right here. But at that 20-degree Chiron, the last time, well, in the Sibley chart, which the America's birth chart, Chiron is at 20 degrees, and America's on her fifth Chiron return. So we can see what's going on out in the world. We can see that old wounds, old distortions, right? The things that hold progress back, life negating instead of life affirming. That's going to be exposed because at 20 degrees, he's going to go over it, come back. He's going to hang out there for probably the rest of the year. What do you think, Diana?
Yeah, I do. I think, and I was going to draw attention to the fact that Jupiter Uranus conjunction, they also are in a 30-degree. They just went over being 30 degrees away from Estrella. She's an asteroid
Mm,
dwarf planet that makes you hang on to things, but also she
mm,
is about justice. Okay. And she's in Cancer at 18 degrees. And that conjunction in Taurus is making sure that what she's hanging on to, she gets justice for.
mm. And
The
it's
love of,
valuable, right?
right? And
Mm,
it's
yeah.
highlighted today in many ways because of the full moon. And the moon is the planet that rules Cancer. And that moon is trining where Estrella is.
Wow. Well, that's at least good. The trine is helpful, right?
Yeah,
It's helpful. It's going to
yeah,
make sure that we clearly make the right choice, right?
exactly. So
Well,
30 degrees is like a trine is 120, a half a trine is 60, a half of a half is 30. And those are bookends. I look at them as being bookends.
mhm.
Now, when your books are all stacked up in between there, everything's hunky dory. But 30 degrees as a bookend can be a little challenging because you take a book out of there and what happens? They begin to topple and shift one way or the other. And depending on what your bookends are like, you could feel one of those bookends fall over. So it's a matter of making sure that when you take that out, you snug things up so your books don't get ruined.
No, that's important. And oh man, I was just going to say something. Oh, that in a couple of days we have that Mars is going to conjunct Neptune.
Oh, yes.
That's going to be interesting because Neptune is like spiritually going to bless Mars for his new. He's about to start an entirely new year, and on the 30th, right? So
Taking
Jupiter
action on our
is.
dreams, right?
I mean, Neptune already blessed Venus. She's going to
Yeah.
bless and I'm sorry, Mercury. So she's blessing Mars. Neptune is together, right? And I do think this is going to be good for any wars or outbreaks of violence. That's calming it down. Usually Mars is going for it,
Right.
close to Saturn. But
He,
with Neptune there, it's going to tone it down.
he can't swing his sword quite the
Mm,
same way in water. And
mhm,
this is also taking action on the dream, but measured action on the dream, contemplative. What is it you really want to see? And here we are back to the ritual of manifestation. We all
mhm.
have that ability, especially with this. We keep coming back to the Jupiter Uranus, but that is set a pace for the next 14 years. We have
Yeah,
just closed the 14 years from
yes.
the last time they were conjunct. The last time, and I find this interesting, they were conjunct in Pisces,
In 2011,
right? And
2010,
right,
2011. And
2011, 20, yeah,
oh,
end of
I'm
2010, beginning of 2011. So
I'm so happy you brought that up. Go ahead.
well, so you think about Pisces, it is about, the dream, but it's also about psychic abilities and
Yeah,
the deep dive and the
exactly.
ability to be the poet, be the creator, be the manifester, the artist, the dancer. So when you
Mhm.
put all of that together and you think of that conjunction in Pisces, what was it that became a honed skill for you? And if you heard the channeling that I got from Merlin last week, it understand that honing has come to an end. It's not that you can't improve, but now you can substitute. You know everything you need to know. And now that this conjunction has happened in Taurus, now you just can write your own book about this, right? You can be the creative um, bard who changes the tools necessary because we have new things available and old things have disappeared.
Right. But don't you also think that time period, because that was like the year before 2012, right? Those of us who are opening up to spirit and our intuition and our psychic abilities, our medium abilities, all of our abilities were coming online. At first, I didn't know what all this, I mean, I knew ascension, I knew the basics, but I didn't think I'd get as opened as I was, right?
Right.
And really it was like the switch that turned a lot of us on. And
Yes.
and that was a beautiful time. But look, so we came up to this end of that cycle, that Uranus, Jupiter, and Pisces cycle, and here we are at the Uranus, Jupiter, and Taurus, right? So you're taking that spirit, you're taking all of that, those abilities, the unseen, and you're making it manifest on the real world, in physical, right? So to me, it was really beautiful how it all played out. But the last time Uranus and Jupiter were in Taurus, that was 1941. But do you know what I found out today?
No.
Before that, the last time was 700 years before that.
Oh, yes. Right. I had heard that somewhere along the line, but
Yeah. There's so much to it. I don't know how my brain holds any of this information. I really,
well, I do. It's because you love it. When you love something, it's easy to hang on to it.
yeah, I do love it. I love it. I love it. It is beautiful. Hi, White Dragon. Oh, hi, Perrette. There's Cat Mama's here. Rossi, I hope I said hi earlier. If I didn't, I'm saying hi.
Leah, if you're meeting us, thank you so much. She said we're wonderful, I think.
Oh, that's so nice, Leah. Thank you. Thank you very much. Y'all are wonderful. We love when you're here because it brings the energy, just brings it to it's just a joy to be here. It's so much fun to be with you all. Hi,
Yeah.
Laura.
And I'm loving the background picture here.
Thank you. Thank you. This is my dope. I was collecting pink moons all day. Hi, Cardavancy Mystique and Carolyn Booker. Good to see you.
Hey, Carolyn, how are you feeling, honey?
No, I heard you're not feeling better. I really am sending you healing love, light, golden. I'm seeing golden healing love, light.
Yep.
Hi, Priscilla. So
The
that
moon matches Priscilla's hair. I was watching her earlier today.
Mhm. I was that what would you say? A couple days when that Mars gets with Neptune. I really think that's probably going to be in 2 to 3 days, and that's about the time period we need to get past this intensity of this full moon.
Yeah, Mars moves fast, so he's running. He's running, even though he's in Pisces, he's running to be conjunct Neptune, right? And that's going to happen on the 29th. So
right.
You can feel action
Right.
as you get closer.
Yeah,
like
because
it's in your sights.
Yes, and it's been so long, really. It's been 5, 6 years, right? We've been wanting to go, but we felt stuck in the mud. It's been awful. Hi, Mary Thornberry. Hi, Lori Hunsinger. And it's just like, I can feel it, right? Those seeds, those galactic seeds in the galactic dirt are doing something amazing. We just don't really know all the details. In about a month, that's going to really come out. Next few days, let this release. Do a little ceremony. What did you want to talk about ceremony?
I just want to say something here to
Sure.
White Dragon. He said he wondered what astrology would be like if we were living on the moon. Well, that's a hard question to answer because what is the moon? We don't know. And I gave a shout out for Emergence magazine last week. And one of the films that they had showcased was an interview with the 3 members of the crew of Apollo 1 that took the pictures of the Earth, the blue marble that we all love so much now. Okay, now they're being interviewed as old guys. And one of them had a whole lot to say about what the moon might really be. And then Greg Braden was on.
I watched that last night.
Well, the part 2 came out today.
Okay.
And I haven't started it yet because I needed a nap after all of this morning. But
I get it.
That one from last week, so you need to watch that. Oh my God, he's on with I can't remember, but if you go to Greg Braden's channel, you'll find it. There's one from last week and one from this week, and it's about our humanity. And he talks a lot about what the moon is and
Mm-hmm.
what we don't know what the moon is. So it's hard to say. Is it even a planet? Is it this steel orb that has
Satellite. The
lava
satellite.
ash on it?
Yeah. Because really, it is in the perfect position. Without it being exactly where it is, the tides, we'd be flooded all the time. We would not
Well, and
be able to
doesn't
really
that make
have
you
life.
wonder about all the other moons for all the other planets? And, you
Mm-hmm.
know, why Jupiter has 27 of them and still counting? They
Still
must have been
counting.
trying like
They
hell to
keep,
make that a livable place for
they
us
keep showing up.
humanoids, half breeds.
Okay, here it
In
is.
fact, I just heard Cher singing half breed. Yeah.
Oh my good. The battle for our humanity. It's what it's called.
There.
New age is coming. Uh, I forget the dude's name. I'm going to say it real quick. Um, Transhumanism, DNA, AI, and our forgotten past. And this gentleman's name is Andre
Thing.
Duquam. Duquam.
Yeah, I couldn't pronounce it. I could see the Q and I couldn't remember his first name.
Can't help me with the cues. Anyway, it's really interesting. I watched it about 3 or 4 this morning.
Because you were up.
Yeah, I
I
was
was
just
just going to bed.
it's this. I'm sorry. These eclipses, this moon, I feel really good today, but I'm not. I don't take that lightly, because I could feel really bad real quick at any moment. So I just go with it.
And a
Hi,
ritual can
Deborah
be,
Steinhardt.
yay,
Right.
a ritual can be taking pause 4 times a day for the 4 directions.
Mm.
East, we rise in the morning, we most of us meditate, and then in the afternoon, dinner time, we meditate, bedtime, we call in our guides as we go to sleep. And so if you can try to create 4 directions where even if all you do is take 2 minutes to take a deep breath because you're at work and you can't just unplug completely, you can still close your eyes for 2 minutes at the desk and nobody will know. One thing that I have been getting are these waves of nausea, and I'm not I'm even like not eating candy and
Mm.
and
My appetite went down to nothing, really.
yeah, I'm basically at that summer, let's get the show on the road.
Let's move. It's well, Scorpio and Scorpio and Pluto squares in there. As long as we're in our integrity, our authenticity, our truth, and being ethical, things should will things will come into our vicinity in in the highest vibration, right? If you don't have that going for you, that's where you get knocked down with Pluto and Scorpio. And I know we're all higher vibration, higher consciousness here. And that is a lot of this we work through the dark nights of the soul. I mean, it's not just because we're here, it's because we did the work, right? And
Right.
that's important. And sometimes you gotta go back into it. I was surprised how much more I had. I was like, oh my God. But I'm just gonna go with it, right? I'm just gonna follow my guidance. And you know, it
Even
was
if all it is a thimbleful, and that's all
yeah,
you can recognize at the moment.
yeah.
So the meditation 4 times a day would
Mm-hmm.
do something to help. But other things, I still believe in my candle magic and,
Candles.
and that, you know, uh, Carolyn Booker, I believe this is the same book you have. I got the book on the magic of ancient Egypt. It's a nice little gold book. I don't know if I've got the title right. They did everything by the number 3. What you do, what you say, and what you use, right? And so there was a spell you cast, and then there was a sacrifice made. And then, oh, now I just read that this morning and I can't remember what the third thing was, but it was their rule of 3, which was what you say, what you do, and what you use.
Words are
Be in
spells.
integrity, no matter how odd it seems to us with some of their practices, like human sacrifice. We have to remember the people who lived in that time didn't think twice about it. That's the way it was. They may not have liked it, but they knew that that was the time.
Well, there was old religious practices that thankfully we don't practice them now. That's always nice. I'm still trying to find the name of this stone. It starts with the aphros. I can't say the word. I'm gonna spell it to you.
Okay.
AF. Let me find it. Okay. ARFV EDSONITE. I'm pretty sure that's the one I'm thinking.
Aphrodite?
Yes.
Oh.
Found in Russia, Canada, and
Aphrodite?
Yeah. Grounding and protecting. For some reason, I feel like it's called something else, but I don't know. I got to focus on this. And
well, it might have an easier name.
I know it has a hard name. That's why I was getting stuck on it earlier, and I'm thinking that's the one.
That might be what it's called in Russia.
Yeah, sounds really just hard to say. So here we are releasing to fill ourselves back up, because we're creating ourselves anew. And these eclipses, this moon is really helping us. This next month, really put, after these next 3 days, I mean, we're always releasing, right? But start building on what it is you prefer, what it is you want to call in, what it is that you love and value, and start working, focusing on that. We're in Taurus season, so that's really cool, because this is will help us create and bring in those things that we prefer to have. And remember, Taurus likes things, the nice things, and we'll wait for them and be patient, and also like safety, security. Taurus is determined once he decides on something. But here's what the big thing kept coming in for me was, this is about self-worth, our self-worth. I mean, cultivating our self-worth is probably the resource to bring us into other resources.
Right. This brings us back to the divinity. Because divinity is not about religion. Greg says that right in the beginning of that first interview with Andre. And he gives the book definition, and it's our own ability to get over the problem, to get rid of the problem, to take care of it. We have power within ourselves. And so
yes, we do.
The loss of the divine feminine, which is what we've been going through for an era and a half now, it's also brought about the loss of the divine masculine. And so bringing back the divine feminine will put back that balance with the divine masculine.
And again, there's that Venus-Mars thing playing out. And that's going to play out really be very powerful for the month of May for all of us. But yeah, that was an excellent show because we, and isn't this the truth, Diana? For these 26,000 years, we've been stripped of who we really are. Uh,
Yeah.
and I'm not trying to say, oh, females have it worse, but females have been, the female has been disempowered. And the male has too because of it, right? So uh, the point they were trying to make was how important once we realize who we are, and I'm not saying power over or better than or anything like that, we are going to create this, because that's what we're doing, right? We're creating this new world forward, this new earth.
Right. So,
Is it-
yes, Leah, there, there's a flavor of Scorpio that is going to affect us all. How
Yes,
is it aspecting in your chart? Well, explain to what degree.
right.
Okay, so Scorpio loves to get to the heart of a matter.
Hmm.
And as the morning progressed, the moon was making his egress into Scorpio. I mean, he's only at 3 degrees, 4 degrees right now. I
Yeah.
can't even see it because it's in the front, it's on my front porch. Uh, the I was getting into the deep dive on these phone
Hmm.
calls,
Hmm.
and one of them I wasn't even in my
It's not ever.
radar. I had no intention of making the first phone call, but I got a letter in the mail yesterday from the IRS that forced this phone call. And so there's that. And then the other one was another financial phone call that was going to be sit on this phone for 45 minutes till someone
Hmm.
comes back and talks to you. And the great thing about both of them was I was able to leave my phone number so that I didn't have to sit there for that long.
Yeah,
They
that's cool.
So there was a room to put me in the queue.
Hmm.
And then they called me, and so I didn't sit there for an hour and a half
Hmm.
waiting to talk. You know, a half an
That's
hour went by,
cool.
they called me, and now I am only sitting there for a half an hour to talk, and
Right.
then 45 minutes each to talk to them. But that is, I was prompted. The window
Progress.
broke. I'm not going
Yeah.
nowhere. I might as well do these things after all. I had a wise woman telling me to do that. And the other one just happened to fall into place with it. And they're both second house stuff.
Yeah. I mean, it's
This is
important.
money owed me.
Right? So it's important, and she needed to sit there. But and even that, right? Having them call us back now. You see how slowly these things are changing. Well,
Yes.
it's going to ramp up. It's going to be a lot faster around January, February, where it is going to be working for the people. But I mean,
And it
it's
was
progress.
real people I talked to. It
That's
wasn't a,
awesome.
right. So the flavor is there, even in your own chart.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Your,
Brilliant.
whatever your sun is, that's the sign it's in. But what house does that sun fall in? So that house is going to have an effect on your sun in the way you do things. And the sign that rules that house is going to have a flavor to add to it. Like they painted the walls, you're only paying rent there. You don't have permission to change the
Mm-hmm.
color on the walls. Think about the house as being a place where you're paying rent with an option to buy, because that's never going to change,
Mm-hmm.
right? And so
Yeah,
then
that's good.
the right to
Mm-hmm.
ask permission or whatever to change the color on the walls, whatever the flavor is of the ruling sign of that house will help you figure out how to go about doing that, right? So it's like, it's not that we as humans can give ourselves permission to do anything we want, but it's integrity and finding a way to work together.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's having that solid foundation, right? Once you have that solid foundation that's built on truth, integrity, and authenticity, then you can build into anything you want, despite what your chart says. I tell you, I read so many people's charts. They're doing their chart. They don't know what their chart says. They're already doing it. It's crazy how you see that too, isn't
Yeah,
it?
it
And you're like,
is. And
wow.
I love
Like,
it.
yeah, I love it too. But it is a really good time to get if you want to if from either Diana or I, the information's in the description box. But even if you don't get a chart reading from us, try to get yourself a chart reading because this is a new era. This is new, brand new stuff. And as the old is demolishing, right? We're still it's a wrecking ball, right? But we can pull those pieces out that we want to keep going forward with. You know, the parts of us that we love and value. Um, you know, and and Scorpio is about rebirth, transformation. You know, death and rebirth. But it's not like death to scare
Transmutation.
you, but
Yeah.
it's the death that you have. You know, there's things that we have to let go. I have to let go of a lot of, you know how it is. Life is just turns on, you know, it's just keeps going, keeps going. Certainly wasn't going to go out. Oh, I don't want to say that because it sounds prejudiced, but I mean, you know, you're not going to go out partying when you're pregnant. You know how your life changes. You all of a sudden you're not going out anymore like that. But that happens throughout our lives, right? But this is epic stuff. This is spirit, high consciousness coming in, flooding in to Earth.
Right. I don't think it's prejudice to say something like that. Some of us have the nesting ability and some of us don't,
Right.
you know?
That, that's true too. And and it's just that we change. We're constantly in change, and that is constantly. That's Scorpio. That's doing that. If we were all Tauruses, we wouldn't. We would change very slowly.
Right. And it's the generational things. So
Yeah.
that's the key word with this Jupiter and Uranus conjunction. Uranus is a generational planet. Pluto is a generational
Mhm.
planet. Neptune
Mhm.
is a generational planet. Whatever they're doing is setting the pace for a generation. There
Yes.
is some conjunction in there that creates the new era going forward. So
Yes.
I'm a product, I was born in 49. I'm a hippie generation. There's no doubt about it, right? What did my generation do? Free drugs and free rock and roll, which turned
Sex.
into free drugs, which turned into mishmash of confused little kids. I mean, thinking about all that the 60s brought about and how
Mhm.
wonderful it was in the beginning, opening up to this dawning of the age of Aquarius, right? And Hair said it perfectly. Every song
Yeah.
in Hair is terrific. And so,
And
yeah,
look how long it took for that to unfold, really.
yeah,
Because here we're kind of
yeah,
circling back to the 60s in a lot of ways.
yeah.
People want their freedom. And if there's anything that conjunction is saying, and all these other transits, that conjunction, the Jupiter Uranus, is wants freedom, wants
Well,
his freedom.
during that time, Pluto was in a square to where he is now,
Mm,
right?
yeah.
So he was mushing things up in the communication sign or wherever he
Mm,
was. I don't know it off
okay.
on the top of my head,
Yeah, I
but
don't know either.
right, every 30 years, there's this transition that goes around, right? He's been here for 20 years.
In Capricorn.
Yeah.
And he goes retrograde on the 2nd of May. Now it's going to take him a while to get to 29 Capricorn because he's at 2 Aquarius and he's going backwards, right? And remember, it's 0 to 29 degrees. It's 30 degrees, but they use the 0. And those are critical degrees. So he's going back to 29 degrees Capricorn, and it's going to be exact September 1st to November 18th, just when we don't need it to be, but that's going to make sure that clears that mess out, right?
Okay, so let's think of it this way.
Election.
Most of his retrograde is spent in Jupiter. So we are Jupiter in Aquarius. So we are able to keep our sights focused on the carrot at the end of the stick, right? Regardless of this last mud on our boots, after that, we are going forward, never to have to deal with this in our lifetime, unless parts are so replaceable. We're just a brain in a jar.
Yeah, never again after January. This will be over with. This whole nightmare. I do think it'll be over before that, but I'm going to go with the election and calling the, what's that call name? Bring the president gets in January. Comes in.
Indoctrinated. No, not inaugurated.
Thank you.
Sounds like.
So once that happens, we're going to be clear, but it's going to look a lot, and that's why we're going to keep coming back like we do, because once September 1st comes and they get that, there's a lot of the lower vibration knows when to use this astrology too, and September 1st, he will be in Capricorn, Pluto will be, till November 18th. So that's going to be, they're just going to trigger us. Let's just put it that way. But it will end by January. So
April is going out like a lion, even if the wind stops.
April was serious. It's not even near over. I shouldn't say anything. But we're going to go forward. We're going to have that Venus and Mars going into their own sign. That's going to be good. Start creating. It's almost time to move. I'm sure we're all moving in some little way here and there, but, release these tonight, next couple of days. Write it down and burn it.
Right.
I don't know if you have to yell it.
No, the Egyptians didn't write it down on papyrus. They made clay pots and broke them. So there were 3 pits that I was reading about this morning.
Oh, I like that.
Right. And one of them was for the clay pots. One of them was for effigies that they would burn, wax figures, things like that. And the other thing was filled with human remains, the sacrifices made. So it was written and burned. And then they had their candles, the wax effigies, even if they were decapitated and not just melted. And then there was also some sort of a sacrifice made.
Wow. Well.
Now we're not that bad. I don't read anywhere that they burned Egyptians at the stake for their spell work.
Yeah, I've never seen that.
Right? I mean, magic was very important to them.
Yeah. Well, and they knew how to use it. I mean, come on, you just don't put huge pyramids up like that without some sort of magic, right?
Well, they don't ever say anything about the moon. When they talk about Egypt, they only talk about Ra. So were they the ones who built the moon? If it is a hollow, they don't even know what kind of metal it is. They just know that if an asteroid hits the moon and it can't penetrate the moon's surface, what the hell is under that dust that's on the top?
Terry from Holding Your Space said it's a garage.
Yeah, exactly. For all of our friends.
Yeah.
I don't come back with many memories for the moon, but I don't even know which planets I go to sometimes. I just know I was there. I was dropped off where I'm supposed to go to on a mission when they bring me back.
Yeah, that I've never thought of it. They've never brought me to the moon, but I go to planets a lot.
There you go.
Wow.
No
Yeah.
need for
And I
you to
don't
go
know
to the, who are you working for, right? Or working with?
what, yeah. Lots of
Who's
dragons. Lots
delegating
of
for you
dragons. Yeah.
and you utilizing the skills you have
Mm.
for sure.
Oh, and that's a good one. Tonight, I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to go. I do this meditation where I go to each planet and I get
Ooh,
updated, right? So I stop
yeah.
at Mercury, go to Venus, go to Earth, and that's a cool thing to do. It just takes
Oh,
a few minutes to introduce yourself and yeah.
now I have never thought of doing something like that. Fantastic. I'll put them all in a row.
That's what I do.
Maybe a couple of asteroids too, just for the heck of it. Because I'd really
You
like to
know,
talk to Chiron
I do
and
too.
set up.
I go to Chiron a lot, and I'm always hanging out with Pluto. Pluto's really cool.
Yeah,
You know,
he is. He's not the devil
mm,
that he's been made out to be. However,
mm,
he can do devilish things.
mm,
But remember, we can die 1,000 deaths in one day, and
yeah,
that's what Pluto represents, is not just the death, but the rebirth as well.
yeah. The rebirth is cool. And they're all so cool. Do you know when the next new moon is, Diana? Well, we're going
I,
to be back. Aren't we going to be back next Monday? We're
uh,
coming back next Monday. We
yes,
might be back
we
next
are coming
Monday.
back on the 29th,
Okay.
and the
Mhm.
new moon is on May 7th.
Oh, new
And then the
moon.
full moon is May 23rd at 2 degrees of Sagittarius.
Oh, cool. So
And
then
that's my moon. Ooh, ooh.
that's your moon, and that new moon is Taurus. Okay, that's planting
Yeah, the
seeds.
one coming up on May 7th. Yeah.
You know, this whole time I didn't have the light on. Ugh, I swear to God. Anyway, sometimes I worry about myself. But so that is this next 2 weeks, right? We'll first let these few days go of releasing, then really put a lot of thought and ceremony into what you want to create. Because that's a creation moon. And well, they both are. They're both really good moons to create in. But we will definitely be back next Monday. And we appreciate y'all coming and hanging out with us. We love you
Oh, yeah.
so much.
Mwah.
Mwah.
Thank you
Y'all
all.
be safe. Thank you.